Has the real Chris Cornell really truly left us? Is he just here in spirit now? Will we hear from him? Yes.
Is secrecy, hidden things,
Yep.
things not being
Absolutely.
revealed there.
Yep. Yep. Same as before. We got a couple of hidden cards, don't we? When you know too much, you become very expendable to these people.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show today. This is the Three of Pentacles. Now, today it's just two of us. Barbara is on vacation, and because she's in a different time zone, she's unable to join us today. So we have Lynn, our lovely Lynn, and
Hi.
myself, Kaila, today. It's so nice to be with you. Today, we're going to work on something that's very dear to Lynn and I. It's Chris Cornell. We're going to look at him on today's show and a little bit about him. He's from the band Soundgarden. Now, before we do this, I would just like to say thank you so much to all of our subscribers. Your likes, shares, comments are really appreciated, and we want to encourage you to continue doing it because it helps us to reach more people. So let's get on to it. Now, Chris Cornell was born in 1964. He died on May 18th, 2017, and they said death by hanging. He was performing at the Fox Theatre in Detroit, and then that same night is when they said he passed. Soundgarden was formed in 1984, although the band became more well-known after Kurt Cobain's death, Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. The band broke up in 1997, and Chris had a successful solo career, but then reunited in 2016. In 2012, Chris and his wife Vicky formed the Chris and Vicky Foundation, which partnered with another foundation to help kids in Haiti. It is alleged that the foundation that partnered with them also received funding from the Clintons, so that's an interesting fact. It's also alleged that Chris realized that something nefarious was happening with kids behind the scenes, and there was a lot of rumors going on around that. At 13 years old, he started using drugs and alcohol, and he claims that when his mother gave him his first drum set, that saved his life. So let's see. Lynn, do you have anything to add about Chris?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to say that he was also the lead singer of Audio Slave as well. Think
Okay.
Audio Slave. He had that in between. I think he went from Soundgarden to Audio Slave, and then
Okay.
he did his solo album came out.
Right.
I absolutely loved. I love that man's voice.
I think he collaborated with Stone Temple Pilots too, right? STP?
He might have, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure he
believe so.
probably collabed with a lot. So, but I know him and Chester became friends. I
Yeah.
forget during
Chester
one.
Bennington.
Chester
Yeah, my
Bennington, yeah,
favorite.
Lincoln
He's
Park.
my favorite.
Didn't they become friends at one of the big events or something? Or I don't think it was just when Chris was on his solo career, but
I am not too sure, but they both collaborated with STP as far as I know.
okay, okay. Stone Temple, okay. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so and Chris died May 18th, 2017. Like you said, in Detroit.
So,
And he was just 2 years older than me.
okay.
So we're gonna start out and do a general poll on Chris. We know that well, you want to just pull the general poll, and we know
Sure.
that he has 3 children. He has one child, I think, with his from his first her Lillian Jean Cornell was born June 2000, and that was with Susan Silver, and then his other 2 kids from his wife Vicky, because he only has 3 kids, and that's yes, there is rumored that he and Chester Bennington, possibly Avicii, and possibly even Anthony Bordeaux. And I think the movie was supposed to be called The Silent Children. That was the
Yes.
movie that they were all. Chris fought with drug addiction, drinking, depression, just like a lot of our music industry seems to have, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a daughter with his first wife, a daughter, and a son with Vicky. So
A lot of interesting circumstances around his death in particular.
yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff. Okay, so this is just a general outlook on who Chris Cornell was.
Yes. Who was he at heart?
Ace of Swords.
Yeah, he came out as the Ace of Swords. That's quite interesting. And we have the Page of Pentacles below.
I like that. He's the Nine of Pentacles in the past, so definitely
Yeah.
nothing bad here.
Someone,
So obviously a good spirit for sure, a good soul.
right. But the Nine of Pentacles is like someone who appreciated his own freedom, someone
Yes,
who liked to
very
stand in
sovereign.
his own
Mhm.
power. Yeah.
And I want to say almost loving and nurturing, probably really loving children and stuff like that. So um, the Three of
Yeah, we have
Pentacles, the Emperor down as the outlook is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So, and we also have the 10 of Wands coming up there as in position number 2, which is a lot of burdens, heavy burdens, somebody who had a lot happening. And we have the Judgment card just below. Judgment card is like a wake-up call, something big happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I think he was getting very tired
I think so.
towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
How are you reading the Page of Pentacles under the Ace of Swords?
So him coming up as the Ace of Swords, this is something to do with information, someone who, maybe speaks their truth, someone who, and there's a
He
victory there because there's a
writes his
crown.
songs. Yeah, writes his songs and
He's
everything
probably
else.
very creative, someone who is able to, yeah, very good with words.
Yep.
Page of Pentacles just below. Maybe he was young at heart.
Could be.
Because the Page of Pentacles is someone who is younger. This
Yeah.
also can mean little ones, right?
Absolutely.
And the Page of Pentacles coming in this position, clarified by the Judgment card, is like if someone who is, it's like a wake-up call to do with the little ones.
Yeah.
Is
Like,
this what his focus was? Is this
yeah.
what his major role was in his
And
lifetime?
with it being under the Ten of Wands, like towards the end of his life, that's what he was working on to wake people up for what was happening. I'm getting chills as we're talking about that. So I think
Yeah.
we might be spot on with that.
And I have pulled cards on him and Chester before, and the Emperor card kept coming up. And the Emperor, to me, what I got was the music industry and the systems and so on, the powerful systems behind, the music industry is what was coming up. As this is a pull on him alone, this could also be represented here, but it can also mean him standing in his own power,
I think
someone
so.
who's strong, someone who is powerful in his own way.
Yeah.
He definitely was accomplished. In
He
the
was a
clarifiers,
hard
we
worker
have,
and wishes coming true. The clarifier,
yeah,
interesting
that's,
to say.
it is interesting. It's like someone who was he considering something before his passing? The Seven of Pentacles is someone like who's planting seeds, but
Yeah.
it's like someone who's considering, okay, and waiting for something to, to turn up as well. Because
Yeah.
it's like he's planted seeds and he's waiting to reap the rewards of it, but he's also considering, is this worth it? And he's manifesting something here with the Nine of Cups there.
Yeah. And it's interesting. We've got the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, both of the two sovereign and, you know, maternal women and so on and so forth. Again, I think it's showing he had a deep love and passion for children and bringing truth out about
I
things that
think
were
so.
happening. Do you want to pull a couple clarifiers? We
Sure.
didn't get anything, nothing showing that he's crossed over. So do we want to ask, has he actually
Okay.
has the real Chris Cornell really truly left us? Is he just here in spirit now? I find it interesting we didn't have,
Page
we
of
got stopped,
Swords.
yes.
This is like a message, and this is to me unexpected news, unexpected information. So it's a soft yes. I would say yes. We have the Star and the Six of Wands as clarifiers, which is interesting.
Do you think with that he was taken off planet, perhaps?
That's
Safe?
a good question. Do you want to pull out your pendulum to ask?
Sure. All right.
Because while Lynn is saying he definitely was a big star, there's a personal victory here. So this,
Yeah. Was Chris Cornell taken off planet for safety?
wow.
Woo.
Are we going to hear anything about him in the future?
Will we hear from him? Yes.
Good.
I'm getting so many chills right now, Kaila.
Wow.
I'm cold. Okay, let's ask about his wife, Vicky.
Sure. You want to
Let's
do a
find
whole...
out. Let's do a general poll on her.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You got a better lighting situation here. We're actually cloudy right now, so I'm kind of dark here.
Okay.
Vicky,
Works.
who she is? Did she really love him? Was she supposed to be his handler? You know,
Okay.
find out who she really is.
Where does she relate in this relationship? Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the intention of her being card number 1, and he will be card number 2.
Okay. There's that. So you're going to see there is his wife, Vicky. I don't know. I don't have what year this photo was taken. And then I think, yeah, there he is with that's his son, his daughter, with
Yeah,
Vic.
and you look at that T-shirt on the
Yeah,
daughter. We
we
will
will
not
not
be
be silent.
silenced.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So they both worked with their charity foundation for kids in Haiti.
Yep.
Seems there was some affiliation with the Clintons as
They had
well.
some run-ins with him for sure. Yes. Yeah, Isaac Cappy, there it is. It was he's showing there's a video that Isaac Cappy, Return of Cappy, Isaac's Army on X, that has a post. The real Chris Cornell is no longer with us. When you know too much, you become very expendable to these people. And they do show him with the charity in Haiti.
Okay.
Maybe if we have time, we'll play it a little bit. And
While doing some research, apparently someone said that Vicky's first call after she found out he had died was to the insurance company. So that raised some red
yeah,
flags for me.
I had heard that too. Well, here's the other thing that was going on, which we'll get into with the other video probably, is that I think she was the one that called the hotel. Why didn't she call 911? Why did she just call the hotel desk? That was another thing that was very suspicious.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
Yep.
Oh, she comes up with the Page of Cups, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah. And we have the Seven of Wands just below. So, Seven of Wands has to do with something that is unique. You know, somebody's fending off. They're standing in their own truth and their own power. They're sort of different now. For her to come out as a Page of Cups, that's a surprisingly positive outcome in some instances.
Yeah.
It can also be someone who is immature or youthful at heart. Now Chris comes up as the Four of Swords, which
Yeah,
is
that's interesting.
yeah.
Like
That is
maybe she
interesting.
thinks he's passed, but it's interesting also is the Page of Cups is male, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, that's one for the pendulum, right?
My
This is where we need Barbara for those male female
yeah.
ones. In the past, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is a kindness, some sort of kindness happening here. And it has to do with money too. I would use this as a money card as well.
Yeah, especially with the Eight of Pentacles down below, like maybe she was in it for the money.
That's kind of what I got with my last pull when I looked at them before
Mhm.
on my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, she saw him as someone who was powerful, someone who,
Yeah.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
the King of Pentacles when I did that pull.
Okay.
Very,
Well,
very interesting that we
as soon
have
as
the,
yes,
yeah.
sorry. As soon as I saw the four, I was like, oh, she thinks he's dead, buried underground with that
And then
four.
we have
Four.
Temperance just below, so
Yeah.
divine timing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow. So working on things, she fending off. Maybe she was accused of some things as well, and she's sort of fending defensive. She has some kind of defensive energy about her.
yeah. Yeah.
We have the Hierophant, and then we have the Four of Cups. So this kind of leads me to ask the question: was she his handler?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Well,
then we
the
have
defensive might be exactly what you said. Her first phone call was to the insurance company, so she might be having to defend that as well.
And then we have the High Priestess bottom of deck, which is secrecy, hidden things,
Yep.
things not being revealed there.
Yep. Yep. Same as the four. We got a couple of hidden cards, don't we? We've got
Yes.
the two fours and her. So nothing totally. Do you want to try to pull a couple clarifiers and
Sure.
see? Ask. Do we want to just ask directly was she was handler or?
Yeah, we can ask. And to those of you looking and who are not aware of what the word handler means now in the music industry, it's been said, and I think it's been widely proven that a lot of the times the partners of these famous people are not necessarily ones that they chose themselves. They were sort of pushed into the scene
Placed
and
together.
placed there
Yeah.
by the higher ups to sort of keep an eye to be another level of control and
Yep.
so on. And I think it was Kanye West who spoke about this before as well.
Yeah,
He was
and
one of them.
we know there's a lot of Hollywood marriages and so forth that are nothing more than just, paparazzi and just to get the I want to say clickbait, basically,
Yeah.
just to give them better ratings for this, that, and the other. They do it in every industry. I mean, I think people are placed with handlers even in the government.
I would not be surprised.
Yep.
And I know there was a lot of talk about Courtney Love being the handler of Kurt Cobain as well.
Yep. Yep.
That's a whole other show. There's so much things with that one that came out.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of smudging with that one too.
Oh yeah. So I asked was she his handler, and the cards I got is the Five of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Three of Swords. Interesting cards.
Well, I mean, the Hermit could be a yes with it being a major arcana. And maybe
Yes.
she tried to walk away from doing it. I don't, maybe she actually fell in love with him and got her heart broken.
There was a lot going on in that relationship. There was even talk about him wanting to divorce her
I think they
as
were
well.
close to being divorced. Absolutely. I do. I do, which is maybe why she made that call to the insurance company. You
Yeah.
want to just ask the pendulum?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Let's start. Do you need to recalibrate? No. Okay. Okay. Was Vicky Cornell Chris's handler? Yes. Did she actually fall in love with him? Yes. Okay. Were they going to divorce before his death? Yes. Okay. Is that why she called the insurance company first? To make sure she didn't get her name taken off?
Wow. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
No. No. All right. So in general, Chris was definitely a good guy. I think Vicky actually fell in love with him. So it was a placement situation, I guess. And a lot of times, like Chris may not have even realized it. She may not have even realized it either. Someone could have fixed him up thinking, they were friends, fixing him up with someone. We don't necessarily know
Kind
how
of
the
push them
handlers.
together.
Yeah, we don't necessarily know if the handlers really know that they're handlers either, other than that they're just there. And then maybe somebody else befriends them and makes them think they're friends, so they hear everything they're reporting. I mean, that would be something to dive into someday and find out about
That's true.
handlers too.
Yes.
So overall, I would say Chris was definitely a good guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like he might still be with us and come back. That'll be fabulous.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that. How about you?
Of course.
Now I wonder if he'll still sing.
But yeah, because those are my days of really loving music, and then after that, things kind of went downhill. I think with music, once Linkin Park was out of the picture and all of that, and then once we started diving in and realizing what was actually happening in the music industry, of course,
Yeah.
and that's a whole other thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, all right. I think do we have enough on Chris Cornell for right now, or
I
is there
think
anything else?
so. Lynn is gonna let you know where we can be found.
Yes, we can be found on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. We are the Three of Pentacles community on Facebook if you'd like to join us there. And we are also on Instagram. Please be aware of scammers. We will not contact you first. And have a great day. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. By liking and subscribing, you help the algorithms and you help our information get out there. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you again. Bye, everyone.
Bye.